The reasoning you trust most is usually a lie your brain told you. There is a quiet arrogance embedded in human consciousness. When you wrestle with a difficult decision, a career move, a political stance, a relationship ultimatum, you feel as though you are a neutral judge, weighing evidence on a pristine scale. You assume that the conclusion you reach is the product of careful deliberation. This assumption is catastrophically wrong. The brutal truth of cognitive science is this: your brain is not a truth-seeking scientist. It is a high-powered public relations agency, hired by your subconscious to defend whatever you already feel, fear, or desire. The reasoning you trust the absolute most, the logic that feels the most fluent, the most obvious, the most right, is almost certainly the most elaborate lie your neural architecture has fabricated to keep you comfortable. Here is the neurological and psychological breakdown of exactly why this happens, and what you can do to escape the trap. 1. The interpreter module, confabulation. In split brain studies, neuroscientist Michael Gazzaniga discovered that the left hemisphere houses an interpreter, a module that fabricates narratives to explain actions it didn't actually initiate. If your brain acts impulsively, this module instantly weaves a logical, coherent backstory for why you meant to do that. You don't have access to the real why. You only have access to the plausible story your PR department just generated. 2. Emotions arrive, 300 milliseconds before reasons. Psychologist Jonathan Haidt uses the metaphor of the elephant, intuition, emotion, and the rider, reason. The elephant makes the decision in a split second based on gut feeling. The rider's job isn't to steer. It's to act as a lawyer, scrambling to find evidence to justify the elephant's path. The reasoning you trust most is usually the most elaborate justification for a decision you already made emotionally. 3. The Myside bias. You do not process information objectively. Data that confirms your worldview feels intellectually rigorous. Data that contradicts it feels suspicious and flawed. Your brain literally experiences cognitive dissonance as physical pain, so it dampens the reward response to opposing views. Your trusted reasoning is just a highly sophisticated filter that discards whatever threatens your identity. 4. Memory is reconstructive, not recorded. Reasoning relies on recalled facts, but every time you retrieve a memory, you corrupt it with current emotions. You aren't remembering the event, you are remembering the last time you remembered it. Your rock-solid premises are built on shifting sand. 5. The overconfidence effect. Psychologists have found that the more fluent and coherent a story sounds in your head, the less likely it is to be entirely accurate. Fluency feels like truth. When your reasoning flows effortlessly, it means your brain has smoothed over all the inconvenient contradictions, which is precisely when you should distrust it. So, how do you reason if you can't trust reasoning? You shift from trusting to auditing. Play devil's advocate internally. Force yourself to write a 3-point argument for the opposite side of your conclusion. If you can't, your reasoning is a house of cards. Measure how I feel versus what is true. Ask, if I had a vested interest in the opposite outcome, would I still find my current logic compelling? Embrace Bayesian updating. Don't treat beliefs as fixed truths. Treat them as probabilities. If new data surfaces, your trusted reasoning should feel obligated to change its mind, not defend its turf. The mind you trust most is a masterful liar, not because it is evil, but because it evolved to keep you safe and socially accepted, not to find objective reality. The moment you accept that, your reasoning actually becomes worth trusting.